Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thank you for winding down with me on this Wednesday evening. You have prescribed to Dr. Tab. I am your community doc, Dr. Kisha Roberts-Tabb, and this is our first podcast for 2026. We're going to change the rotation a little bit. I know you guys are used to us doing our book clubs on the fourth Sunday, but the fourth Wednesday. Thinking I'm in church, but we're gonna move it to. We will be moving book club to the first of the month. So we'll be doing our book club discussion on the first Wednesday. We'll be going back into the second Wednesday for lyrical therapy. Our third Wednesday will be worship Wednesdays, and then our last one will be off, maybe a pre-recorded, but our live sessions will be the first through the third Wednesdays. So we're gearing up our 2026. We are finishing off something that we did in 2025, but because we took our little sabbatical, we're opening up in a new season, and so we want to go back to Capri. And so, this is the Bestie Book Club, and how can we have a Bestie Book Club without a bestie? And so I'm bringing to the stage my bestie, Nika, best friend, and she's going to talk about why we do this.
Hi, everybody. Our Bestie Book Club is just a good chance for us to all read something. We've been sticking to Black authors right now, so we've been reading this series, which is really long, but we're still going because it's a lifestyle, like the one of our friends gonna say. It's a it's going through everybody in their whole family, so it like ties together. It's really really good, so it gives us the time to kind of fellowship together and bring other people on, some who read all the time, some people who are new readers, and it gives us a chance to just kind of like fellowship.
And so this whole idea of the book club, since we're going into 2026, I just want to bring us up to date. This whole thing about the book club started from my cousin because we wanted to reread Sister Soldier's Coldest Winter Ever, and we did. We had a discussion, and it was great, and so it became a series. And so I am going to bring to the stage the creator of the Bestie Book Club, my cousin.
Hi,
Hey, girl.
I'm Roxy.
Roxy. So why did you think it was important to kind of discuss books? Like, why was that a thing for you?
I've always enjoyed reading. I think as I got older, I kind of stopped reading, and now that I'm in a different phase in my life, I started back enjoying reading, and then I just kind of, wanted book suggestions and wanted to talk to other women that read books because I see that there's a lot of people that actually read, and so yeah, we just have a lot of conversation behind it. Like even with the coldest winter ever, I think it was really nice for us to go back and just kind of see how everybody's perspectives might have changed or stay the same as we get older. So
And so you're part of a dynamic duo. So I got to bring my other cousin on. So introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. I am Nikesha. I'm actually the one that wasn't reading the books at first. I was I was late to the party. My life is just so busy, so I never really had the time to just sit down and enjoy a book. But once Linda and the rest of our crew started reading all these books and started kind of telling me a little bit without getting too much into detail, I was just sucked in. And again, once you start reading The Coldest Winter Ever and you read it as an adult, it made me realize, like, okay, I need to get back and start reading these books and see what they look like for me as an adult.
Yep. And so let's just bring the rest of the crew on. And so this is our book club crew. We're here. They've been rocking with me they rocked with me the whole fourth season. We did our books the whole fourth season. We stayed on this author. Actually, we did a few authors, but ladies, just kind of if you could just give us kind of just your name and why are you even here? Why are we doing this? Patrice, if you want to start.
Yep. So my name is Patrice, and I actually got back into reading because of Roxy. Like her, I stopped reading at 18, and once I went to college, it was all about academics. And then I started reading it for my profession, so I never really read leisurely. And I have the time now, and Roxy is an avid reader, and she would tell us about all these different books, and she suggested um it was Capri first. And so we started reading it, and I'm like, what is going on? And then we got on track because we jumped in the middle almost. And then once I got to the beginning of it with Capone, I've been all in it. Like, I'm just loving it. And I think it's another place to go and enjoy your me time. So, and you keeping your brain going. So I really am appreciating reading and finding peace in some of these stories.
Wisdom.
Hey everybody.
Mhm.
I'm an avid reader. I've always read all my life, but I'm also an author too. So it brings me joy to see so many of my sisters enjoy even picking up a book just to sit down, chillax, and to do it together. So when Linda, Roxy, I gotta get used to that. I ain't used to it yet. I'm getting there. But when she sent the invite, I was like, okay, cool. To see feel the atmosphere and see what it's all about.
Okay, so let's start our discussion. So Nika, let's just everybody, we're reading Capri. I like to put the book cover up. We're going through the entire series just so individuals will know where to find it. But I do want to get into this conversation, so I'm gonna I'm gonna leave it up for a few minutes just in case we get anyone to sign on a little late and they want to know what we're talking about. We're talking about Capri by Jaquil J, and we're going through the whole series. So Nika, you want to come with our first question?
Um, yes. We going with the first one that I sent you.
Mhm.
All right, hold on. The first question that we had was, hold on, y'all.
I got it. You want me to go? How does the
The
setting?
setting.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. How does the setting of Capri influence the mood of the story and the characters' decisions? So, do you think that the setting, like Capri's setting, do you think it
So,
influenced the characters?
so for me, I didn't feel like it influenced the characters, but I felt like it set the tone of what was going on. Um, like if there was like drama going on, Capri was she was in the midst of, you
Like,
know what I mean? Like her
like
decision making was based on what was happening, if that makes sense.
I also kind of feel like I do feel like some of the decisions with some of the characters in this series. I think with Capone and Capella, the decision making was solely about what was best for their family. But I think for Capri bought other people's. Like I feel like Capri actually integrated other characters into her decision making that did not actually have, like was not
Yeah,
directly connected to the family.
yeah, absolutely. Because Capri, you remember in the beginning, Capri was very people pleasing.
Hmm.
Like the decisions that she was making was based on what she felt like everybody else wanted her to do, but not necessarily what she wanted.
Hmm.
So
And
like
I
so like in the very beginning, I felt like she was just like, okay, my mama want me to do this, or people think that I should react like this. So she was making a lot of decisions in the very beginning based on everybody else and not really her.
Linda, Roxy.
So I think for me, I think the beginning of the book and book one with her coming back from Singapore, I think they kind of set the mood of everybody not thinking that Capri was this little girl because they treated her like a kid almost
Yeah,
in the other
absolutely.
books. So
Yeah.
after
Absolutely.
she went to Singapore for that year and she came back, I think they started to not play with her and seeing her as an adult that can make decisions for herself.
Hmm.
Absolutely. They was like, oh, she on her grown woman shit now. Like
And the
she's
fact that when she
yeah.
came back, she didn't immediately like reach out to everybody. She just came back very low key
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
kind of set the tone for herself.
Hmm.
So I also think that one of the things that we don't talk about with Capri's, and I think you brought it up a little bit, best friend. I think that a lot of Capri's decision making, she is almost like she operated in a duality of, um, I want to please everybody, but I also it was also a fuck you to other people, to people too. Like, like I felt like she went back and forth through this duality of who she wanted to be, and her decisions reflected that. At one point she was going to school, she was doing everything that everybody wanted her to do, and then she got to this point where she felt like I should be able to do what I want to do, and if that means, who, when, where, that's where she was at. And so I think that she definitely toted the fence a lot. Like she walked the line a lot.
She
I
reminded
think
me a
for
lot of
me, it
myself.
seemed like she was like becoming of herself. So her walking the fence was like becoming, like I need to be able to speak my mind, do what I want to do, put myself first. But because she was in that like younger stage where she was babyfied and protected and sitting on this princess throne, it was hard for her to adjust. So I don't know if it was a conflict, but it was her adjustment into who she really needed to be. And I think the tone that was set was to make sure it showed who she really needed to be. Because even though Capone and Capadonna were around, they wasn't the forefront as much as she was in this entire series for me. And her journey kind of reminds me, as we become of age and become women, we change who we are because we get more independent, we get more strong headed or strong willed, and we start moving. But that doesn't mean that those red tapes in the back of our head is still not there telling us to slow down. Like,
I mean, it showed her growth throughout the whole thing. If you look
the
at
entire
book
thing.
one and then you look later on in the series, she wasn't the same person.
Right.
Yeah,
So
it was
that takes us to
almost.
our second question. Before you answer that, Linda, you the first person that's going to answer that. That really takes us to our second question around how did she change? We talked about her growth. But what specifically changed about her, and what experiences shaped that change?
So I think her. So in the beginning, watching Capri was kind of like watching a teenage girl grow into adulthood, even though she was
Mhm.
already grown. And
Mhm.
so because she wanted to please her mother more so than anybody, that she just once she got in that thing where she just had to kind of live for herself, and her mother, no matter what she did, her mother always kind of scrutinized her. And I think once she was able to tell her mother how she felt, it was kind of like she could at that point, once she let that go, she was able to move and kind of grow. And she started to living for Capri and not living for the acceptance of her mother, because I think it was more so the mother more than anybody.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. I feel like it was her, like she felt like I can't do anything to please my mother. Like, no matter what I do, like she had the whole Naheem thing. She like, this man then cheated multiple times, had a whole baby, and you talking about something, you need to work it out. So she like, I can't never do nothing.
Yeah.
So that was like a really battle. But once she let that out, felt like that was a big weight off of her shoulder. That let me just put this on the table. Like, I feel like you ain't happy about shit.
Mhm. And she wasn't.
I think for me, one of the things, I'm sorry, excuse me, one of the things for me that I see and I witness and correlate to reality as well is that once you conquer your biggest barrier, which is your mother, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And you can grow into that person that you were meant to be. And I think throughout the series, that's what you saw. You saw her overcoming her biggest fear, which was disappointing her mother and her brothers. After she got that, and after she said, "Look, this is me. This is my time," then that's when you seen her start to flourish.
I also think I agree with you, but I kind of feel like she conquered. I don't think that her biggest thing was her mother. I think her biggest thing was herself. I think that she
Mm.
never. I think that Capri suffered from imposter syndrome, because she operated like the world that she was making for herself didn't actually match the world in which she came from. And I think that she conquered herself in order to conquer her mother, because I think that because had she not taken time for herself and figured out who she was, I think that she would have never addressed her mother. I think she would have stayed in that shell. So I think that the biggest thing that she had to conquer was just believing in herself enough to even tell her mother, I am enough. Because she couldn't tell her
Right.
mother
True.
that, because she
True.
didn't actually believe it herself.
Believe it herself.
Yeah, she needed Mir.
That overcome that
Yeah.
first
Yep.
So
before she can
do y'all
tackle.
think
She
if
could even tackle her mother. She had to get that courage up.
Yeah, go ahead, Nike.
Do y'all think if she would have never took that trip to Singapore, even though they didn't talk a lot about it, do y'all think if she would have never took that trip, she would have flourished into the person that she was,
I
being
don't
away
think
from
she
No,
would
everybody for a
have.
I don't
year?
she
think
was
No,
so.
spiraling.
I think
She was
that played the
spiraling.
biggest part of it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yeah, I
probably,
think so.
please
Like being
excuse
able
me.
to
I'm
get
having a
away.
a nice little old lady moment right now.
Oh, lady moment. I think her taking that year away, getting away from everybody, even though I'm pretty sure throughout the book she talked about how she wanted to leave many times, taking
Mm-hmm.
that moment and fighting with herself alone
Mm-hmm.
helped
I
her
mean, she said
flourish.
so many times how that trip just really, really changed her, and it was, it was her time. She didn't have
Mhm.
nobody telling her nothing. It was just her.
But it
Yep.
So
wasn't all good for her either. So I
Mm-mm.
think having that moment where she struggled with
absolutely.
being alone and not having
Mm-hmm.
her brothers and not having her family or even her mama and her
Mm-hmm.
ear gave her that growth that she needed to just think for herself at that time.
Yeah, absolutely. I
She
agree.
she still had Meerkat encouraging her to stay because he talked
Yeah.
about how he kind of encouraged her to stay.
Oh,
So
Mary.
I think she still needed some reassurance, and he was kind of that person to kind of reassure her during her process.
That's true. But that was everybody outside. That was somebody outside of her family. Before
Mm-hmm.
Meerkat, it was always her brothers and her mom and everybody else in her ear. She never had anyone outside of her family being her person. So I think having Meerkat in her ear and being her person at that time made it different for her.
I wouldn't even say that because she also talked about her relationship with Capadonna. So I think she had people in her family. Capone just kind of
He
played the
kind of sit back.
background, kind of
Yeah.
sorta. But I think Capadonna and Mir was her persons.
Her daddy
Um,
too.
her- but when she was in Singapore, she didn't talk about the daddy too much. She did
Mm-mm.
talk about how she talked to Capadonna, and how he was gonna come down there when she didn't want to, when she didn't want to be there, and Mir, encouraging her to stay when she wanted to go.
And I think for everybody, Capadonna is just such a non-judgmental space.
Yeah, he like, listen, what's
Like
wrong?
he's
All
just
right,
a
I'm there.
listener. Yeah,
Yep.
he's
I
a
mean,
nut
because
like
you
how
know
would
he
you
a therapist.
right.
He definitely is a psychiatrist as well,
And a medical doctor and a substance abuse counselor.
And a dentist and a
an
pilot.
airline
Look, a
pilot.
pilot. He would have went and got her.
A chef. He's a chef. He's everything. And so I
Yeah.
think that, when you have a person that is as non-judgmental as Capadonna, it makes it easier, to be able to have those conversations or just be vulnerable. I think with Capone, I think that people always kind of walked light with Capone because he had everything on his back
Hmm.
to Capadonna, so everybody kind of like eased around and walked real light on him. But with Capa Capadonna, he ain't had nothing but time.
Yeah, he was used to being alone. He had been in jail for them years,
Mhm.
Yeah.
so he knew how it felt to be alone.
And he had patience.
Yes.
Matter of
But
fact,
he was her biggest protector too, and he was overprotective of her as well. So it was nice to see that he could do both. Be neutral, still overprotect her, but at the same time be there for her to grow.
Nika Capadonna reminds me of Alan. Like, like
Absolutely. The most positive person in all the universe.
and locked up at the same time.
Right. I'm like, you can't tell him nothing without finding something positive. The Cap was the same way.
Mhm. So let's go to the next. Oh, before we go to that, I do want to kind of talk about this isn't part of the questions, but I do just based on opinion, like what do you think the biggest issue was with Capri and her mom?
I think her mama was jealous.
I
I
Yeah.
think her
think her
mother
mama
didn't want
had a
her
little.
to
I
be
think her
like
mother was a
her.
little envious of Capri, for several reasons. I think what was the mama name?
Jean.
Jean.
Jean. I think Jean wanted the life that Capri has, but she couldn't because she was having kids and being a wife at an early age. I think she was also jealous of how everybody kind of catered to Capri, and she just kind of, I think she was a little envious of that.
I don't think it was the envious the part about like how people cater to Capri, but I do feel like that she was envious of the life that Capri had that she may not have necessarily been able to have because she was young, having kids, and had to, do the mom thing, do the family thing. And so I felt like she was somewhat trying to live her life through Capri, wanting her to do the things that she wanted to do.
I
Mm-hmm.
think it was more so her wanting to, and I don't even want to say, I don't even want to say envious of her lifestyle, but I think it was Capri's life was a reflection of the things that she did not get to accomplish.
Yeah,
Yes.
she had a free spirit. She was out doing her thing. Her mama didn't have that.
And I also think that Capri had that when not so much Roxy, when you talked about the way that people doted on her, loved on her, but I think that it was clear that Jean did not come from that type of family. Like she didn't come from a family that offered, like that kind of love or, telling you. And that's a big thing with Caribbean families. That's not you out there trying to get it. Like you don't have the whole, they don't have all the soft and like, oh,
Everything is hard. You get out here and
it's
you
hard.
do.
You have to do
Right.
it because
Right.
they had to. And I think that Jean, once the more you get into Capri's story, you realize that Jean operated from a space of survival
Mm-hmm.
and loss.
Yeah,
I,
because I
I
was
think
gonna also say I think that another issue that Jean had as the book went on was that she had in her mind how she wanted Capri life to look.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mhm.
when Capri deviated from her life, like with Naeem, like she really wanted her to just stick with it. You know what I'm saying? Like for her,
Mhm.
because
And
that's
I'm
in her
like, girl,
head.
no.
Exactly. But
But I
again, I
think
think that goes back to her living her life through the lens of her daughter. Like, this is how I
yeah.
want my life to be. So this is how her life should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to be devil's advocate because going further into the series, um, Capri is living her life. And I think that she was more scared to allow her to keep living that lifestyle. And so she was trying to settle her down, keep her with one, or not keep her with one, because she was with one man, but like settle her down, get her away from kind of that lifestyle. And so she kept pushing her, even though it wasn't the best situation with Naheem, but she was trying to push her into that more kept, quiet, non-violent kind of community like lifestyle, which
But
made
not
it seem like she was being envious and mean, but at the same time, she was living the exact same life, and you'll see that
right.
later
I
on.
don't know how I feel about that because Naeem wasn't part of that. Naeem wasn't
Right. He was in
right.
that lifestyle.
He
So
was in
that's
that lifestyle and she knew that. So I don't feel like she was pushing her away from it. I feel like she was pushing her more into what she was comfortable with, which was the lifestyle that they
You
dad
stick
had.
with your right.
Well, if you
Stick with what
remember,
you know.
Naeem was in that lifestyle, but she was in school. She was working, like she was away from it. She wasn't touching any of it. So even though he was there, she
But she
wasn't
was
in it.
pushing him toward Naeem, who was smack dab in the middle of it.
But
yeah.
he treated her like a princess, right? He put her on a
No, the
He
pedestal.
was
hell
in
he
the
Well,
didn't.
middle.
wait, hold
Right.
on, don't
To the
kill me
naked
now.
eye,
He
he did.
he was treating her like a princess in a sense where he kept her kept away from all of the stuff. No matter what he was doing, she wasn't, and that's why everybody thought that he was such a good guy because he kept her that way. And she tried to put on this facade that everything was okay. She wasn't involved in anything until after she got finished with Naheem. Then she started when she got back. Then she got back into introducing herself into Infernos, but she wasn't there early on.
But
She
was
was a
he
kept
was he the
girl.
one who actually really kept her out of it?
Right. I don't feel like he
I don't
kept
Yeah, I
I
don't.
don't feel like
anything
he kept her out of it. I feel like she kept herself out of it.
because she was in school and she
Right.
was
She didn't
She
have the
was busy,
time
and
to
that
be
was
in
he had
school.
a problem with that.
that was the
Naeem
issue.
Right.
Naeem had the problem that she was in school. He like,
Right.
yeah, I'm fucking around on you because you got your face in the book. You ain't
But
fucking me,
in
so I'm out here. Yeah.
yeah, but in her mother's eyes, he was keeping her safe and keeping her awake. That's how she was
Only because she
portraying her.
wasn't telling her mama what else was what
But
what,
I
what
don't
was
even feel
yeah.
like Jean felt that. I don't feel like that. I feel like Naeem represented what Jean knew. Jean knew
Comfort.
the lifestyle that was
Hmm.
comfortable for her. And I feel like Naeem came from that same lifestyle. And so for Jean, it kept her in the same box that she was in. I don't feel like it kept her. Like I don't feel like she Naeem to me. Naeem didn't represent any form of normalcy. Like he represented the lifestyle. He met Capadonna in jail. He was in jail. He came out. He worked for them. He was in the business. I don't think that it. I don't. I guess. I mean, and that's why we're here to have the discussion. But I don't think that he. I don't think that anyone believed that he was the person keeping her safe or out of the lifestyle. I think that all of that rested on Capone.
Yeah, I was just gonna say Capone was the one in my eyes who kept her out of all of the out of that.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that that
I
was
think
for me. I feel like he was the marriage. He was the safety, even though he was in the system. I mean, in the mix of things, she wasn't doing anything. She was at school. She was trying to get her past the bar, but he was that safe piece. He was the marriage, and further down the line, like what we seen with her and Kincaid and all of that, her and Mir, she was mirroring what her mother was doing, and so she had to give her kind of her peace of mind and say, look, I'm my own person. But I think a lot of that came from Jean being fearful of her going deep into this, like she was, even though she was settled down. And okay, I'm saying I gotta stop, because if I keep talking, I'm gonna tell you about other stuff. But I just think that it was her in with Kincaid and with Mir is where Jean really started to show her at or show herself, because I think she was seeing her kind of replicating what her past was.
I think that Jean started showing her ass because she wasn't doing what she wanted her to do.
Right,
I don't think it was. I don't think it was
because Capri was in these streets living her best
right.
life.
Like I don't think that it had anything to do with what she was doing, because Jean never knew her. Jean never knew her role, and she never knew anything that Capri was doing to aid the family. I think that it was merely you not doing what I said. You should stay married. You should this. I like him. I don't think it had
Right.
She
anything.
like, I
She
looked
I
at
think
him
it was
as
a
a son, and
control.
you need,
she
and
ain't
even
I
though he
think it
had
was
a
about
baby, he made a
control.
mistake.
right.
Like,
And
It
she
was
had that
control.
she
She
had
wants
that
to
old
control
school
the narrative.
mentality. That old
yeah, and
school
I think
mentality
also
of like no matter what your man do, I don't care what he do, you gotta stick with him because you gotta
stop,
be this
Rich.
this perfect
Stop.
image of being married with an education, have your kids and all that. And I don't even think she cared about the education piece. She just wanted her to have that picture perfect marriage life, being married and having kids
and
and
you
things
stick
like
with
that.
him.
And you stick with them
Yeah.
regardless of what you do. So when Capri started getting in these streets and start homie hopping, to her it's like, oh no, 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 no. What are you doing? You out here looking like a whore.
And I think what
So
Wisdom said was true. It was about control. Jean
mhm.
was used to controlling the family through her husband, which a lot of women do. They control the atmosphere and still allow the man to look like he has all the control.
Because I
They
was going
set
to
the
say
temperature.
also, I was going to also say that, these are fictional people, but in my mind, the way Jean presents herself, I think in Jean's mind, it was more so that Capri was doing so good being in school. She wasn't saying what Kincaid was doing on the backside, but Jean was probably contributing her good things that she was doing because of him, saying, "Oh, Naeem is the reason why Capri going to school. Naeem is the reason why she got this job. Naeem is the reason why this." The
He
whole
was in school
time,
when she met Naeem.
yeah, but she was finishing up, and but you know how some older women think like you doing all this good stuff because you got this good man at home
I don't
supporting
think
you.
so, because she was doing all that good stuff when that man was in jail still. He was in jail when she was in school.
Was he?
Yes,
Yeah, he was locked
he
up.
was
And
locked
then
up.
remember when he came home, he
I
had a
don't know why I thought he
problem.
was home when she was in school. Maybe because he
Mm-mm.
was.
I can't keep up
She
It
with
was
the
was
visiting
both.
him.
timeline.
She was
It was
visiting
both.
him in jail, and
Yeah, I
It
think
was
he
was
was
both
still in
though.
school when he got out. But she was
Because
in
Okay.
I
school when
remember
she
them
met
talking
him.
about him supporting her and how he was mad, like with her study groups and stuff like that.
That's
So I'm
because
yeah,
like,
she was
that
Yeah.
trying to pass the bar.
bar when
okay.
she yeah, when she was, that all happened when she was trying to pass the bar when he got home. He got out. So she was in school while he was in jail. He gets out of jail. She practiced for the bar, but he had a whole problem with her and how much time she was spending with study groups and how she was studying and she was doing all that stuff. He was mad about that.
That's why we gotta take
Right.
notes before these sessions because the
So
book
what
we
I
read
was
that book
saying was
months ago.
that her family didn't know that Naheem wasn't being supportive.
Yeah.
So to the
Right.
naked eye, he
It
was
looked
being a
like he was
supportive
this perfect
husband.
husband.
He was a
Right.
perfect husband because she let them believe
He
that
was
he
the
was the
perfect.
perfect husband. That's what I'm
Mhm.
saying.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah.
Yeah.
them, they
I would
felt
agree
like
with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
because
I agree.
nobody knew about the pregnancy, nobody knew about like the multiple cheating, and so he did seem like that perfect husband that's keeping her on track.
Right. That's what I was saying. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
Yeah.
uh,
So
absolutely.
if once you put it that way, it does make sense.
Hmm. So, are we ready to move past this? Everybody
uh,
settled here?
yeah.
Okay, so our next question is, in what ways did Capri struggle with understanding who she was versus who others expected her to be? So I want us to talk about this perspective in a different light because we know that she grew into this woman, but Capri really operated and she was able to maintain in two separate worlds. So who she had to be as the DA and who she was as a Delgado was two different things. And so how do you think, do you ever feel like it blurred at all? Like her understanding of who she was in different spaces, do you think it ever blurred?
Hmm.
All
think
the
in
time,
quite a few
especially in her
places
work life.
that it blurred. Go ahead,
Go
Linda.
ahead. No, wisdom, because we haven't heard from you. You
Right.
dapping
You
and
go
you
ahead.
jumping in and jumping out. Come on.
So you can see the lines blurred in a couple of spaces, especially with the Delgado and the law.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So she definitely had to find a peace and to be at peace within herself to do what you had to do and to try to stay out of the background as much as possible. But she know the blur the line is that you're a lawyer, you with the law, but you out there bang bang shoot them up. That was one area, and then having to also not only think mentally protect herself from that side of it, but also come to peace with it as well.
Linda?
Yeah, I was gonna say she did it a lot when it came to work. She was so unethical. Like even how she got her jobs, it was just all unethical. There was nothing. There's no other way to
Nothing.
talk about it.
I don't
And
even
she
think
did it. She was unethical, and she did it to protect her family. That's what the lines were blurred. Everything she did was to
was
protect her
protect her.
family.
It was all about the family.
Even taking her job. I don't even think she wanted to take the job. Like, yes, she went to law school. Yes, she went and passed the bar. But I really feel like all of it was just for the sake of the family. Like,
They
Because
were like, Capri, we need you to do this.
and it's
because
I
like,
think
oh,
that
okay,
she
if
I
did
guess
it
I'll go be a
for
DA
her
now.
brothers because she loved
because
Capadonna so much. I think
Right.
that pushed her to be a lawyer because I think that she
What
probably
happened
at
with
one
him?
time thought that she could free her brother, find a
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
loophole in the
Yep.
system.
Yep.
Yep.
Because I promise you, if Capri was a real person, she probably would sit on here and say she don't even want to be a lawyer. She probably want to be a
Right.
That
pilot like
part.
Capadonna.
That part. Like, I don't even think she wanted to be a damn
She
lawyer.
probably
It's
wanted to be a Jubilee dancer or something. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, because the brothers was like, hey, listen, Cat was like, listen, we need you to do this.
and it's like,
She
oh, okay, well, I got this degree just
she
and it's
like,
law
ah,
degree just
right.
sitting here. I guess I'll use it.
and then
Yep.
I
she
don't.
got a then when she got her new brother that could just make everything just make you whatever you wanted to be.
Right. Right.
Change everything.
Right.
So how okay, so I struggle with that. Back on Jean.
Jeannie home
Leave
because
Jean ass alone. Okay.
Jean got a story to
Jean
tell.
redeems
Okay,
herself, y'all. She redeems
She
She her
redeemed
herself.
own
herself.
series.
Yeah,
She
leave
She
Jean
does
her own
redeem
alone.
herself.
series.
Huh? What you say,
She
Wisdom?
redeems.
You
You on
I
mute?
said she just needs her own series
she
because
does.
it's a big story
So you
behind
can
why
hear the
she does what she
backstory on
does.
Jean.
And
Yes.
I'm
I
sure
also
she gonna
think
be in
that
Dad's
Exactly.
book.
it's
When
also
Dad's
a
book
part of
come
her
out, I'm
trying to
sure it's gonna be
protect
about
her
her.
daughter. Her daughter in some way is a mirror of her, but the
Yep.
other side of the mirror,
Mm-hmm.
if that
Exactly.
makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so no one felt any kind of way about her giving up.
Oh, her
Giving
giving
up
a core.
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 Early on.
Absolutely, I felt some
Mm-mm.
type of
Yeah,
way.
I
Because my
felt some
whole
kind of
thing
way. You
is,
didn't gave this to your baby to your friend.
You done
and
Listen.
then
gave this baby
then
to
you
the
have another
neighbor.
The
baby
lady,
after that.
it
I
wasn't
get
even her friend, it was the lady at the laundromat.
so my thing is, I ain't got a problem with anybody that have a child and then give it away and then have a baby right after that and keep that one. Then you need to get rid of both of them. Like that was my thing.
No,
Like
no, no,
what
no,
you
Like
no, 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 no.
Capri
You
should have been
can't.
gone.
You can't say that because there are certain depends on the circumstances surrounding that. One
then
child.
go get your other baby.
If I thought that I would not, if I thought that I didn't have the capacity to love this child, let's say just because I was raped or because it was a family member's, I'm not gonna keep that child because I know I will hate every time I looked at it.
But Jean wasn't
You
But
see what I'm
raped.
saying?
that
So
wasn't her
it just depends on the
circumstances.
circumstances.
Yeah, that wasn't Jane's circumstance. She just felt like her man was.
You said any, so I was just throwing that in there.
Yeah, I still
I,
say any.
I just think like she was at a. I don't think that they planned Capri, and I think that she was at a situation where
They
it
didn't
was
plan
almost a
for it
lose.
either.
Right, but it was a lose lose, right? So it was just her and her by herself, and she was dealing with two twins, and she wasn't really working. The person who took care of the household was locked up and was getting deported, so she didn't know what to do. So I think she did what was best for the child, and I don't fault her for that. And
I
as
don't
long as
fault her,
she
but I do feel away. I'm not gonna even lie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't fault her, but my
I
thing
don't.
is like,
But I feel like
you
after your
still,
man came back and you had
I,
another baby,
you
you
had
should have
another
got your
baby, so go
son.
get your other baby.
but if y'all remember, the lady that she gave him to really wanted a child. She had lost kids. She couldn't have any babies.
I
So
get all of that.
that would have been hard to pull her
I get
child
that.
back from that lady. So I
I get
understand
that.
why she kept him there.
I don't
I
understand why
appreciate
she gave them to her in the first place because I feel like you got to, what's one more mouth? Like you already got two kids. It would be different if she, you know what I'm saying? Like you already got two kids. It's not like, oh, this third one gonna be so much. It's already two.
but she
And
was
I'm
already saying
like,
that
and I'm
she was like letting the crackheads watch her babies while she was working.
So
So
my
you
thing is,
want
why not get
two
rid of
twins
all
and
of them?
another baby.
and like
I guess
Linda
my thing
said,
is, why
How do
not
you
get rid of all
choose?
of them?
Right. How do you choose? Oh, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
give this one away.
and I'm like what Roxy said. Okay, I get it. Okay, maybe you gave your baby away because your baby daddy was gone. You couldn't feed your kids, whatever it is you had going on. But you was feeding them kids. Like Dez had some money in that house, whatever. But after Dez got out and you got pregnant with Capri, why you ain't go back and get your baby? Like that's my whole thing. So you just give away one child out of all the kids, and then you go have another one and don't think to say, I wonder, should I get my son back? Or should I
Because I
even
No, I
think
not
don't.
even get my son back? Maybe I should talk and let him be a part of the family. Maybe make this an open adoption or something like that. But you just like completely wasn't involved at all after you
be-
done went ahead another baby.
Because I was gonna say I probably wouldn't have felt no type of way if she wouldn't have had Capri. If she wouldn't have had no kids after Corleone, I'd have been like, okay. But because she kept having kids and she just moved on with her life and just act
I
like he
think it
never.
was a move on for me. And
Yeah, it
it
was
could
a
be a
move on for
personal
me
thing, but
too.
it was
Like
just
you
a
just
move
moved on
on
to the
for me.
next kid.
And
But
I
she
agree with
still
you,
reached out
Patrice.
to him. She sent out letters and birthday cards to him every birthday,
But
like
how do
every
you choose?
holiday.
You got three kids. How do you just choose that this the one I'm gonna get? Like, how do you do that?
How do
Because
you
she
choose
had
to not be
twins and
involved?
he was a
You
newborn.
he
Like I could
wasn't
see
that
if he was
new.
like
He
4 years old.
wasn't that new. As a newborn, I loved my child as a newborn. Like I didn't love her no less because she was new. Like I loved her. So how do you choose between your children, whether they newborns or not? Like, and the fact that you're saying like because he was a twin, yes, you can't separate the twins. So why separate their brother?
I get it. Get rid of all of them. Like you say,
That's
you
how I said.
said
Why you ain't
twins.
get rid of
You
all
should
of
have just
them?
got rid of the twins and
Send them to your
four.
mama or something, like everybody else do. Send them kids home to your mama
Send them kids
to
to
dad's mama.
Barbados with
Right,
their
Until
Yeah.
you
daddy.
get your stuff
dad's
together.
mama. But
They
to give
Yeah.
the
daddy,
boy away,
they
that was
daddy
a
was
lot.
going to Barbados. You should have went with him.
Yep.
You and all your kids should have left and went to Barbados.
I'm not mad at her for it. I just think that she should at least connected back
I
and
agree.
informed her sibling or informed the siblings who were older enough to remember but kind of forgot that they had another sibling. And so I think that that's where I think she was at big fault because even though she connected with him and talked to him, I know she was trying to appreciate and show respect to the woman that she gave him to because the woman wanted a baby so bad. But she should at least, like you said, bring him into the fold of the family, have kind of that open relationship so that he can grow up with them
My
and
thing
not
is,
A
find
lot
out
of
he's
even
such
women
an
that,
that
older
want
age.
kids. I'm
even
not
that,
going to drop man off. I know a
even,
lot of women that wish they had kids, but I'm not gonna say here go Jayla.
and
I mean,
I also feel like this. It, at no point, Jen, when you got however old you was and your kids is grown, did you ever think to tell your kids that you got another son out here? Knowing the lifestyle that they live, they could have been in a situation where they killed their brother.
Oh, that was almost in that
That
situation.
that's what I
Exactly.
was about to
Or
say.
or
Right,
You
Capri
because
don't
love
have to
her
remember,
say
coochie
nothing.
self could have ended up with him.
because remember how
Nah,
they rolled
they
up
said
and
he
how they
looked too
even
much
got
like
introduced to
Javon.
him.
She said she was looking at her brothers all over again. So he looked too much like them. But
But still,
I'm sorry, I just don't understand choosing between kids. I
mm.
don't understand how this one is okay. Is this okay for him to go? Nika, can
Yeah,
you take the last
but he
question?
was
because in my mind, it
but
would
the
have been
twins was a
easier to
little
keep the infants and get rid of the twins.
yeah. Because the twins were a little bit older though. I think they was in school, if I'm not mistaken. They were a little bit older
First
enough
of all, you
that
could have kept them kids. You felt some type of way because your man was locked up.
That's how I feel.
I felt like she
I
only
feel like
only
it
because
was
her
all
man was
about her
locked up. Because
man.
you could have struggled like you struggled with them too. That extra one, that little third one, wasn't gonna be no more of a struggle.
yeah, yeah. I say it again, guys. Jean redeems herself though.
Look, girl,
It don't
can I?
seem like it, but she do.
I was
Like she
about to
come
cuss.
back. She
I
do
was about to
okay,
say,
y'all. She do okay.
Gene,
Me
Gene,
too, Nikesha.
Gene. Okay, I said
I
All
what?
right,
mean,
y'all.
but stop, because Dad's just as far because he knew about that baby too, and he
He was
agreed
in.
to
Yeah.
let her give it
And ain't
away.
nobody say
So
nothing.
ain't nobody said nothing about Dad's ass because he was just as
But
Yeah.
just as wrong.
Cord not been following Capri in the first book, and that's how they ran up on him, they probably still wouldn't have known about him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or not necessarily even that. If his mama didn't pass away early, because
Right.
she was the one who
And she
told him.
told him that he was adopted, right?
Yeah, he wouldn't even have
Right.
known then. Because his
Right.
mama didn't even say nothing.
Exactly.
Nope.
But
She
I
was like,
love
"Oh yeah, I'm
Corleone
about
D.
to die.
Brewster.
Let me tell you this real quick."
Baby, me too.
I love
And
me some
I love he
Corleone.
live out loud.
I like me some Corleone D.
Me
Brewster.
too. He ain't
It make
telling
you
no
think about it.
lies.
Don't
This
it
what
make you
I
think
want.
about it like,
Right.
did I do that?
I might be able to fuck with that.
Right.
I think it's the honesty for me. I
It's
think
the
Yeah.
honesty.
it's
Oh
the
my God.
Yes.
honesty. Just saying this is what it is. Like this
And
is
I'll be
what I
like,
want.
okay,
This is what
okay,
I like. Do you like it? Yes or no? Like
yes. Like, yes or no?
yes or no.
All right,
And
y'all
he's been
ready for the last?
consistent. That's the
Yeah.
part. He's so consistent. So it's not even like he says this is what he wants, and then you start seeing like holes in it.
But
He
my
is
whole thing is,
100% consistent all the way.
my thing is like you knew Corleone was gonna be an MF once you found out who his best friend was. That's all I'ma say.
Oh, absolutely.
Once
Cause
you
his
found
best
out
Man,
who
friend,
was his
his
best
best friend is
friend,
my favorite.
you
My
already knew what type of
favorite.
person he was.
yes.
It's been
Maverick? Oh, okay.
We ain't gonna even get on math.
Right.
We ain't gonna
Right.
get on Mitchell.
I
Not
love
too much.
I love them.
You
That's my
good, good.
that's
All
my
Everybody
right,
favorite.
too love
so
him. That man is crazy and funny all
just
at the same
nuts.
time. It's so real. And he don't even know it.
Be dead serious. All right, so our last question, y'all, is what relationship in the story has the greatest impact on Capri and why?
Gene.
June, right.
I think mm, say
I'm
it
gonna go
again.
with. I'm gonna
Say
go
it,
with. What do you mean by that? Because I was gonna say
let's say the
Mir
question again.
because he showed her how to be her.
How to be her in
He
love.
helped her find her voice, and it's nothing like getting pumped up and
Your back knocked
supported
out.
and cheered on. That part too, and cheered on every single day to say that you are a phenomenal woman. Like every day, that man showed her that every single day before he got her, why he was courting her, why he was her best friend, and I think that that was a big impact to help her keep going and not when it got hard to kind of wither back to her old norm. Oh, did we lose her?
Where's
Oh,
Doctor?
she's looking off.
No, I have to
That's
go
good.
get something out of the oven.
Can I say this right quick?
We gonna have
What
to
was
change this. It's dinner time.
what was Meerkat's baby mama name?
Brandy.
Brandy.
So
Brandy.
I really did not like the part. I felt like Capri really showed how much of a like, PUSSY she was when it came to Brandy when they went out of town. Oh, she pissed me off so bad
Or
at
when
that
they
little
went to the
dinner.
bachelorette party.
Yeah, she made me so mad because I'm like, girl.
Yeah, Brandy was a piece of work.
But that's
But
when
it
she
just
was
made
still
me
trying to come into
look
her
at
own,
Capri
though.
like, but it made me look at Capri like when you stand alone, it seems like you don't really know how to take up for yourself.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
allowing this girl,
You
right?
allowing this girl to troll you in your face.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I'm
But
like, are you only tough when you know you can get, when people with you, or like you can't hold your own? Like, it made me look at her a little different in that book. Like, now I Capri, because the liar would have knocked her ass out.
Right.
And did and would, but I think that it also was a part of her healing too, because Naheem played in her face so much. I think her self esteem and her confidence of being just his played a large part on why she let Brandy do what she did because of all the what Naeem did. And I think that with Mir, again, me being a Mir lover, is he showed her now. I'm all 100% you. So when I come hard, you come hard behind me. And I think that's what helped her build her confidence up. Like, I don't have to be boo boo the fool out here because I know he's all mine. Whereas Naheem wasn't like that.
Yeah, but I just really wanted her to check her. Like, I really,
Like,
Yeah.
like
I
smack her
really
out
wanted
one good
her
time, right?
to, I
Smack her
wanted her
across
to
the
check
room
her.
like she did Tasha. Yes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I really just wanted her to check
She
her.
needed the two piece like Tasha.
Like, I didn't expect her to fight her because I know how she feel about Peach. So I
Peach.
didn't
Right.
expect her to like physically
True.
hurt her, but
True.
I at least expected her to speak up for herself. And so,
Yeah.
like I said, when that happened, it kind of looked at me like, "Now, Caprice, you're a little scary."
Right.
I didn't think she was scary. I thought that it's just what you said. I didn't think she was scary. I think that she understood that Brandy held like she was no threat to her. So why would I even respond
Why
to
would
that?
I even address her?
Because the
Cause
way
you
she
ain't gonna,
showed,
cause you ain't
I
gonna
think
play
she
in
was
my
not
face.
bothered.
I think
Everybody
she
ain't
just didn't
crazy
feel.
like
After
you,
all that,
Roxy.
it didn't make a difference. You're not bothering me. Okay,
Yep,
keep
I think
on, keep
she
on.
was so unbothered by her.
Yeah.
Because if
But
you
I think
remember
that
the
if
way
she would have
she
went
rolled up,
too far, she'd have checked her.
she ended up checking her. But even when the way she rolled up on the
I'm
shop,
thinking of another check with you.
even even the way she rolled up with the girl went live. She rolled up like, don't you ever. I think Brandy was she knew that Mill wanted nothing from Brandy. And
Hmm.
you got to remember that they all went to college together, and Capri know that Mill wanted her when he
In
was with
college.
Brandy.
Exactly. So she
So
Hmm.
knew
it's
that
kind of
Brandy
like,
wasn't no
And
threat.
it was
my
like, who
opinion
playing
still
in
has
whose
not
face?
changed.
Who playing in whose face?
That's
And I
because
still has not, my
Linda
opinion
just want
still
to
has
check
not
somebody.
changed.
You
So
said
these
you said
hands
she
are
got
equal for
scared
I just
everybody.
already.
said I needed her to be
She
smacked.
2 steps back,
No, I didn't say she needs to put no hands on her, but I just felt like
but she
that
did though.
she
She
should have
did
stood
check
up for
her.
her. Come on now,
Nah,
y'all.
see,
She
we
I don't.
thinking
did.
of a
I
two.
think
We
Roxy not
thinking of
saying
two
she ain't
different
check
kind of
her good
hands, but
enough.
okay.
No, she played with her like she really played in your face. Like, you
Mm-mm,
should have got a little
mm-mm,
little razzle dazzle with her, baby. You ain't even sprinkled her. Mm-mm.
I
Nope.
like the way she played her. She played her just like she should have. Like, you not important enough for me to bust a sweat.
Right.
Like,
I'm
even
not
be
finna
bothered
address
Hmm.
about you. You're not important enough.
Well, maybe that's
We
some
don't
growth I
want
need in
you.
my life because, baby, I be bothered, and I'm gonna show you how bothered I am.
She's like, I'm not breaking a nail on you. Okay.
No, fuck that. You ain't
I'm
gonna.
not even I'm not even thinking about you. I'm sitting at the table, you throwing all these shots, and I know that when y'all leave here, he's gonna break my back. So why do I care? And I know that you want what
And
I
you
got,
and you know that he's gonna break my
and
back.
you
That
know
so
it
that
because you know how he broke
Yeah,
yours. So
best
it's
part.
And I
like,
would have
exactly.
said
Best
that.
part.
That's the thing. I would have said all that. It wouldn't. No,
wow.
I would
What's
have said that
understood
you,
don't need to be addressed.
baby, because you
What's
not gonna keep
understood
playing with
needs no
me.
explanation.
Girl, I'd have got a
Oh,
toast and then did like this across the room and then beat her. I'm sorry.
I feel
Exactly.
like Mir did it for her though. Like she didn't have to
I
say
do too,
nothing.
and I think
I
that
feel
that's
I feel like
and
I
Mir
that's
know,
did it
but
all for her.
for me, like Tori, I'm gonna get personal. Like Tori got my back, but baby, you best believe you get this toast at the same time.
That's
but
that see,
I
that's that
feel like when
Aquarius
you
stuff.
I feel like Mir made Capri, and that's what so many women lack in relationships. Most women don't have a relationship where I know I don't have to say anything because the way my man coming behind me,
I ain't gotta do nothing.
I
I
don't
ain't
have
gotta
to
They
do
say
ain't
nothing.
got
nothing.
And I
nothing.
think that's what everybody want to be. We
Yeah,
want
but
to
I
be
got
in a
you too. I'm
Yeah, I think it's just a
It's a
personality thing.
perfect
Because for
twin.
me,
be
like for me,
petty.
I
I be
know
petty.
if
I
it
got
falls
petty
down to
Petunia
it,
as my backup.
right? Because I know like it's a personality thing. It's probably just me being a little
It's their
troll. Because for
person.
me,
They
It's
got
you
the
and
same birthday.
Angela.
It's their
It's you
if
and
I
personality,
Angela.
y'all.
tell Lee somebody bother me, Lee definitely gonna crash out. But my thing is, he gonna have to hear from a friend because I would have already crashed out before I even got a chance to tell him. Because I am not set up like that. Like, you're not gonna sit in my face and like taunt me and try to think you're not gonna do
But
nothing.
was
You're not
she
gonna.
taunting her? I
She
don't
was. You're
feel
not
like
gonna be. hitting
I
out these
don't feel like
subliminals.
Brandy was taunting her. I feel like the whole time she was taunting Brandy because she knew who she was to Mir. She knew what
Yeah,
Brandy
she was
wanted.
strong in her relationship.
She was
Yeah.
strong in her
They were
relationship.
strong in
She
that.
knew exactly who she was. She knew how Mir was coming behind her. She knew that Brandy could not hold the candle,
I
and she
wouldn't
knew
address Brandy because Brandy was trying too hard to be relevant. That's why
that.
she had
Yes,
to say
Yeah,
stuff.
that's what it
that
She
was
was.
like that was
she
give her
had to
She was
say
trying
stuff.
to her. That's
She
why she
had
was
to nitpick
unbothered.
because she wasn't relevant.
right,
And
and
Hmm.
that's
that's why
what
she was
women
so
do.
unbothered. But
That's
that
what
petty
women
part of
do.
me, baby, she gonna show up.
I
Yeah.
promise you, I would not have
I hear
said her.
everything y'all said, and I definitely I applaud y'all for being that type of woman. But nope, I definitely would have said something. The
I have
No,
been
dinner would have been
no
over.
apologies
in them
accepted,
spaces. I've been in them
because
look at me
we all
spaces.
have a part that petty come out, violence or fists or what have you. Go figure. However, and therefore, petty would have showed up
I just
sometime.
feel like for
Like
me
you said,
at
the
that
birthday
point,
twins.
I just wanted I just wanted Capri to just I just felt like at that point I wanted her to kind of say something and kind of stick up for herself. That's all I'm saying.
I love the way Capri played it. I've been there. I've been there with bitches want me to see so bad, want me to think this, think that. But I know I don't have to address because to me, when women do all of that, it show their own insecurity.
I
All
ain't gotta
Brandy
address
did was
you.
show how much she wanted Mir, how much she was trying to get under Capri's skin. It hurt Brandy more
That
that
she
she
didn't get
could
a
not get a
reply.
reaction out of
Yep.
Capri than if Capri had snapped off.
Yeah, she didn't
Yeah.
get no
That's the
reaction.
enjoyment part of it. But we all have them little horns that stick up from time to time. I call them
You and
petty-ish.
Linda do.
Right.
That's
That's the birthday
You can't tell
twin.
me not one woman that ain't got no petty in them. Period.
No, but I
Me,
think her
me and my husband
pettiness
been
Not
was
together for
about my
35
petty
years.
look different. My
Yeah.
petty is making you look silly. So
right.
yeah, because I think
Everybody's
her
petty
when
is
I know
I
you're
think
different.
gonna be around, I'm gonna be the
Hmm.
fattest bitch in the room because I know I'm bothering you. My petty
yeah.
is when my husband walk in this room and I know you want him, I'm gonna throw my tongue all down his throat in front of
I
you
think
and make you so uncomfortable. That's
I
my
think
petty. Mm.
her biggest petty was having Mir come in there and do it every single time he checked her. Like he checked
Every
Brandy
time.
every single time without question. The throwing of the ring when she tried to throw up the engagement rings, every single
Right.
time
I
at the
don't have
bar.
to check you
Like
because guess what? This man that you want gonna check you.
He coming behind me
he
so hard.
embarrasses you. He embarrasses you so much that you look so small. Like what I need to do is just sit here and look pretty and be like, thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Brandy should have
next.
shut up a long time ago because the way Mir used
I
to
was
be
wondering why
cutting
she
her
still
up,
kept
I'd be
coming
like,
around.
Boy,
Why is you in my space
yeah.
again?
Cause I want to be seen. I need some relevance.
she'd be like,
Well,
Mm-hmm.
shut
ladies,
your big head ass up.
Oh my God, he love
Waterhead.
calling her big
Bobblehead.
bobby head.
Waterhead.
I think for Brandy is prior to Capri, she held a space because of Peach.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it was no other women around. So because of what he felt about Peach, she got to her. And how many women do that? That
That's
baby
the
mama
same. That's the
take.
same how Ella was, except it was a little
Yep.
different because he was still messing
Thank
Yeah.
with
you.
Ella.
Yep.
He was
Thank you.
But
leading her
they are
on.
always we know that, but they always feel like they hold a spot until that next woman come along and really solidify
She
that you
was
don't have a
though.
spot.
That's the only reason. That's the only thing I don't like
but
about Capone. He did her wrong. But anyway,
yeah,
He did who wrong?
she
Ella,
was dumb enough to do. She knew it. He didn't lie to her.
He
He
never lied
didn't.
to
He
her.
never
He
lied
he
to
did
her.
didn't,
not.
but he
He
still
made
played
up
the
that
family
story in her
man
head.
It don't
with
Now
matter. You
you
her.
knew what it
Hey
say,
was.
guys.
You
Because he
you
didn't
chose to
she
have
say
played
enough.
that.
something.
Because he did not have
She
a
played
woman.
herself.
He don't
He
owe no.
played
He
her,
didn't
but
owe
she
no other
played
woman
herself
nothing.
first.
I'm sorry.
Mm-mm,
Capone was 2 books
mm-mm,
ago, ladies. We are on
Okay.
Capri.
mm-mm. I'm sorry, but he played her. He kept her as his only piece that he
He
only had
kept
since they
her.
was. He kept her
Do
close
you?
by. Only
Let's
had
think
sex
about
with her and
how Ella
her
You
get
can
here.
only
only.
be kept
How
if
did
Gave
you
her.
want
Ella
to be
get
kept,
here?
But
sis.
she knew that.
How
He
did
knew
Ella
that.
get
He
Mm-mm.
here?
told her
Ella
that.
played Capri to get next to Capone so she could
Yep.
be kept.
She played
Right.
herself.
But I'm
Mhm.
talking about after they had their
Yeah.
miscarriage, he kept leading her on or
I
kept
don't
pushing it
feel
off
like
for
he
them to have
led her
another
She
She
got
baby.
herself
grown. She grown.
on.
You knew
She
what it
did
was,
that.
and you still
she
chose to be
led
with
Mm-mm.
him.
herself
She
on.
knew. She
Mm-mm.
knew.
He
He
didn't
could have
lie to
just cut it
her.
completely
He
off.
didn't.
He
Yeah.
didn't
No.
want to.
She
He didn't have a
she should
reason
have
to
cut it
cut it
off.
off.
She
She
could have
Who
she
said,
said
He
he
had a
kept he
reason
mm-mm?
to
kept
cut it
playing
off.
it
Mm-mm.
around.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Ladies.
Mm.
"We know
Sorry.
Capone was 2 books ago."
I love me some Capone though, but that was the only thing I didn't like because he led that girl on.
I
You
don't
know,
feel like
She
he
didn't
led
love
her
me
lead her
some
on.
nothing.
Capone and
She knew
Capadonna,
exactly
I'll
what
tell
it
you that
was.
much. But
He
go.
led her. She took his hand and walked right with him.
He didn't lead her. She walked beside him. She knew what she was doing because she was being kept. It leading on is when somebody walk away without something. She walked away with nothing. She walked away with her own place, she walked away with what she wanted.
I wish my baby daddy would have led me like Capone.
Baby.
But she thought that they was going to do like have another child together.
He told her no.
Not having another baby. He never gave her an answer. He never gave her an answer.
He never said yes.
He ain't never say right. He ain't never say yes either.
But he always said y'all want
in
together.
real
Why
life,
you want another baby about a man that don't want you?
In real life, with no money, we wouldn't go with none of that. We wouldn't go for none of that in real life. In no money.
Point exactly what Keisha
girls
said.
that do it every day.
Because
in real life, they do that every day.
And taking care of her, that's why she went. It wasn't him leading her on.
A bigger check.
It was a bigger bag. So she wasn't led on.
She was playing the whole wife, y'all. The whole wife. Y'all know she was playing the whole wife.
She shouldn't have been playing.
Okay, y'all, we ain't even supposed to be talking about Capone.
We ain't. I'm sorry.
Nika, we need somebody to control this. Today is going all
up for Capone. Meerkat. Let's go back to Meerkat.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What's the next book we reading?
Right. We need a new book, y'all. We got 4 minutes to think about. Do y'all want to start with something totally different?
Yeah.
What?
I mean, don't tell me because I've been reading a lot of hot smut stuff.
Yeah, I think we need to write.
So I
so
like.
we can need to know what we're going.
I like this author called Girl. Stop. Kendra Sumter. Have you heard of her?
Kendra Sumter.
Sumter.
Mm-hmm.
So give us a book to recommend a book, and then that's what we will do for February.
I don't know. I done read a few books recently.
Let's read one together so that we can all come with the same.
Okay, I can do that because I usually don't follow directions, but I'm gonna go ahead and follow directions this time.
And make it. Don't do a series. Let's do one.
Let's do a standalone. Let's do a standalone book.
Let's do a standalone book, not a series.
You get sucked into those series so fast.
Oh my gosh, I got sucked into On Us by Nina.
Oh my God, girl!
Oh, girl, that was one of my favorites.
So sucked in.
We're getting off track, y'all.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm waiting on Angela.
I was actually about to start reading this book called Troubled Waters. I hadn't started yet.
We read that. Yeah.
Please do though. It's so good.
And y'all already read 1201, right?
Oh yeah, 1201. You haven't read it?
Was good.
I still ain't read it.
Have you heard the audiobook yet?
The Realest Hood King.
What is it?
The Realest Hood King.
By Kendra.
Mm-hmm.
I think I heard that one.
We gonna do that.
Okay, it's a one book, Angela, not a series.
Let me go back online. Hold on.
Well, I had read this other book I had saw was good. Something in My Heart was pretty good.
I read
The Last Love Song.
You read it. We need something that nobody read.
Oh,
and we can all.
Is it on the
Did y'all read 1201?
Subject matter?
They read 1201. I haven't read it yet.
I haven't read 1201. How far along did y'all? I mean, when did y'all read 1201?
You know, I didn't read 100.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago.
When we started was.
I finished it this month. So in the beginning of this month.
But
I'll reread if we pick something. I'll reread it. I don't care about rereading.
Yeah, I can reread. I mean, me too. So y'all want to do 1201?
I think that Kendra Sumter. If y'all like Jaquel, I think that y'all would like Kendra Sumter.
Did you read it
though? She's a pretty good author. I've read a lot of her, but that's next in my line.
Okay,
is it a standalone book though?
Now that I don't know. Hold on.
Have you read the book? What is it? Last Man on Earth or something?
Yeah, I read that. That was pretty good.
Okay. Is it? I was ready to go into that. I think I'm in a reading slump. I need to get my brain together.
That's got two. It's got two books. That's one of two books.
We need a standalone.
Okay. We need a standalone so we don't get
stuck in.
1201 is a standalone. So if y'all want to read, won't we do this? Won't we just all come up with one? Y'all want to do? Kisha, can you do like a survey, like a maybe everybody put one, and then we just read a synopsis on what it's about, and then we just pick one from there.
Yes, but can y'all? So if y'all could give me a standalone for February, we don't have to do it tonight. But I have to finish Who's Little Girl 3 before March. I because the reading is going to be March 10th, and so I really have to. So I can't do more than one book this month because I got to write. I got to finish this. I got to wrap that up.
Okay.
Okay.
I have to wrap
Okay,
it.
so what about
We're gonna do it in a vote, you said.
She gonna
Yeah.
do it in a vote.
So y'all send
I'll send it.
in. Y'all send in books, and then I'll do. Y'all send. I guess y'all can send it to Linda. Linda can send it to me. I'll do we can, and then I'll send out a survey.
Okay.
Okay.
And
All
then we
right.
can all just pick one, and then we coming back on the first Wednesday of
March.
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 All right, good people. Thank you guys. Thank
All right.
everybody that
All right, it
tuned
was nice
in.
meeting you.
Nice
Good
meeting
night,
you.
y'all.
Good
Good night, y'all.
night.
Have a
Good
good one.
night.